There is an elegance, there is a gracefulness about destruction. And that is not what we are being taught in this society. Uh, we are being taught that creation, production, um, form is what is positive in life. Well, if you take a very good look at nature, you will find and see that destruction is just as natural and vital to life. Without destruction, there can be no rejuvenation, and we are in a time frame where there's a lot of dissolving going on. There's a lot of destruction of old structures in the outside world, but also in our inner consciousness, whether it's on a psychological, physical, or spiritual plane. And the reason I wanted to touch this theme is because if we start seeing destruction from a different point of view, we might be less defensive, less controlling, less fighting against what is inevitably needing to happen in order to live. Daily, we shed hairs, we shed skin cells, blood cells in our blood are dying and new are being reproduced. And we're not being aware of that mechanism inside of us. When we walk in nature and we see a tree dying, most of us are not becoming sad because we know it will disintegrate into the ground, and the soil gets its minerals, and I don't know the whole biology, but I know that the destruction of the tree is good for the earth, so the earth can create something new out of it. If everything would always last, creation would stop. And this is also the case with illnesses. Um, Becoming ill is not always, I'm not saying all the time, but it's not always a sign of bad physical condition. Sometimes the body needs to reboot itself. It needs to dissolve certain old energies, old structures, old energy structures to renew itself. When we get the flu and our temperature starts rising, it does it so all of the toxins can leave the body. So the body knows so well how to rejuvenate itself. I think this is something I am so passionate about, shedding a new light on the decay and destruction of life. Because since a child, I have a lot of scorpionic energy in my being. So from a very young age, I started getting introduced with this raw, um, but so powerful and natural energy, this life force. And it would, um, and I would have cycles of healing, and everybody has. I always find it so astonishing when people, um, I think I have mentioned it once in one of my videos where people proclaim they after their Kundalini awakening, just their first push of Kundalini awakening, they talk like they are there now, and they talk from a point of view where they are on the other side of I don't know what. But that is such an illusion because healing is a cyclic happening. And since in my early childhood, I already started having these cyclic healings. I would have bursts of energy. I would be very much in the creation mode. I would be very much out there in the world connecting. And then there would come a time where I needed to retreat. My body started not functioning as well as it's used to, due to a lack of energy or physical illness or emotional purging. Um, this was and still is the cycle in my life. Like, I'm so connected to the seasons. Although I must say, my cyclic destruction mode and creation is not, as you can say, okay, when the summer is there and the spring is there, I'm all out there, and in the winter and the autumn, I only do my shadow work and I only go inwards. That is not the case, but I do have a lot more outwards energy in the summer and the spring as I do in the autumn and in the winter. So if you're being connected, truly connected with your environment, you will start recognizing what nature does in your environment is also what nature does inside of you. It's a beautiful thing to become aware of. And there's a long time where I didn't understand why I had this constant going out, needing to drop everything, going inward, going out, needing to drop after a few years again, going inward. And everybody around me, I saw just doing exactly the same thing every day. And it took me quite some time to start understanding that what was actually happening is me being really connected to nature, to my essence, where most people, as you know, are so far away from their own nature. They just yeah, let's not go there. You know what I mean? They are not so much connected. But if you all your life see this way of living, how people go about their days, seasons, um, and you are about the only one goes a different direction, needs to address completely different cycles, structures, it takes a while before, at least for me, before I started understanding there is really nothing wrong with me. A lot of people call a lack of energy in the winter a winter depression. It is like, how? Yes. Um, this time frame is about destruction and the decay and the name decay destruction for a lot of people sounds really negative in their ears, but it's really not. It's the preface of renewal and learning to understand your nature is going to make your life so much more flowing, so much more accepting when you start understanding um, the cyclic healing. And not only healing, it's just a cycle that all of nature is going through. Also the animals, not only the plants. You see it with dogs, for instance. They shed a lot of hair in a certain periods in the year. They do a lot of shedding, and they don't like it because they feel itchy and it's just not nice, and um but it's part of life. Every single living creature is going through the phase of decay and destruction. Much love.